crochet friends, I'm Tiffany and welcome to my channel. We're gonna make these pumpkin pot holders. So for the tutorial I am gonna use this purple, I believe this is lilac. I'm using the 24/7 cotton yarn, but I'm pretty sure this is lilac, this is cafe au lait, and this is bay leaf if you want the exact colors. This orange is also tangerine, I believe. You will need a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. You will need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. So grab all that and we will get started. Okay, we are going to start with the magic ring. So this is the end of the yarn and I lay it on my left hand like this, and I wrap the yarn around just my pointer and middle finger. I hold down the X, I rotate my hand, and then I place the yarn between my ring and pinky. Get your hook, go underneath the first loop, over the second loop, pull that second loop, rotate your hook. I slide it down to hold on to it, go behind this yarn, up and over, and then you want to take this loop through this loop. So I lower my middle finger, rotate my hand just a little bit, and then you take that loop through. And then I consider that a chain, and we need one more chain because we need 2 total chains. But first I'm going to pull on my tail, make the magic ring a little bit smaller. So just go in front of the yarn, wrap it around one time, and pull that loop through this loop. And so that would be our 2 chains, but it doesn't count as a stitch. We want 12 double crochets for round 1. So you wrap the yarn around first, go into this magic ring, go behind your yarn, pull it through the magic ring. You have 3 loops, go in front of the yarn, wrap it around, pull through just these first 2. You have 2 more loops, go in front of the yarn, wrap it around, pull through those last 2. For 1 double crochet, we need 11 more. And if you're a beginner, you can always mark the top of your first double crochet, because we're gonna slip stitch into that at the end of the round, and it will make it a lot easier if it's marked. But go ahead and finish your 12 total double crochets and I will meet you after I've done mine. Okay, then you're going to close this magic ring by pulling the tail. So pull it all the way till the middle hole shuts. And I don't weave this in, so I lay it in the back. And then you want to slip stitch to that first double crochet. So go into that stitch, go behind your yarn, pull it through the stitch, and then take the first loop through the second loop. Then for round 2, you're going to chain 2. That does not count as a stitch ever. We're chaining 2 every single round, so just know that never counts as a stitch. And then in that same stitch and every single stitch around, we're doing 2 double crochets. So wrap the yarn around, go into the same stitch, do your double crochet, and go back down into the same stitch, whoops, and put another double crochet. Go into the next stitch, do 2 double crochets, back in the same exact stitch, and keep doing that. We had 12 double crochets, so by doing this now we're going to have 24 double crochets. So after you have your 24, I'll meet you back and show you the next step. Okay, you're going to slip stitch to that first double crochet, Then you're going to chain 2, and in the same stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets, and then in the next stitch you're going to do 1 double crochet, and then in the next stitch do 2 double crochets, in the next do 1. You're just going to go 2 1 2 1 in every single stitch all the way around. So in that very first space, do 2 double crochets, go back into the same exact space, do a second double crochet, and then just do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And keep repeating that. 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Like that. Then you're going to have 36 double crochets at the end of this round. When you make it to the end, do your slip stitch to the first double crochet, then chain 2, and the repeat for this round is 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next. 1 2 1 1 2 1. So in that very first stitch, just do 1 double crochet, like that. Do 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and 1 double crochet in the next. So 1 2 1, and repeat that all over again. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next, and 1 double crochet in the next. And keep repeating that all the way back to the beginning. Okay, slip stitch to your first double crochet, then chain 2, and the repeat for this round is 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and you keep doing that. 2 double crochets in that very first stitch, back in the same stitch, then do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and then repeat that over and over. 2 double crochets in the next stitch, like that, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3, and keep repeating that. Like so. Okay, do your slip stitch to the first double crochet, then chain 2, like so, and then the repeat for this round is you're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And you're going to keep repeating that over and over. So in the very first stitch, just do 1 double crochet, do 1 double crochet in the next. Whoops. There we go. And then do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Go back into the same exact stitch. Like that, and then do 1 double crochet in each of the next 2. 1 and 2, and then that is the repeat. Do 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Two double crochets in the next stitch. Back into the same exact stitch. And then do 2 double crochets. Just regular double crochets. 1 and 2. And repeat that over and over. Okay, do your slip stitch. Then chain 2. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then do 1 double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches over and over. So do 2 double crochets in that same exact spot. Go back into the same spot and do another double crochet. So there's the 2, then do 1 double crochet in each of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and repeat that. 2 double crochets in the next, 1 double crochet in each of the next 5. And I'll meet you here back at the beginning. Okay, when you make it around, you're gonna do a slip stitch in the first stitch like normal, but you're gonna make it looser because you want to be able to go into this slip stitch. So just pull up on your hook a little bit and it'll make the loop bigger. Then in the very next stitch, you're going to do 2 half double crochets. So you wrap the yarn around first, go into the next stitch, go behind your yarn, pull it through the stitch, and you have 3 loops. You're going to wrap the yarn around and pull through all 3. And you're going to do the same thing in that same stitch. Do another half double crochet, wrap the yarn around, go into the stitch, go behind your yarn, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, wrap the yarn around, pull through all 3. Like that. Then the repeat for half of this side is you're doing 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 6 stitches 5 times. So in that very next stitch, do 2 double crochets like you've been doing. Pretty simple. Back in the same stitch. Like that, and then do 6 double crochets. Let's go into the very next stitch for 1, 2, and 6, and repeat that 4 more times now. 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Okay, and the next step is to do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So wrap the yarn around, go into the very next stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, wrap the yarn around, pull through all 3, and then do that all over again in the same stitch. 2 half double crochets. Now you're going to do 6 loose slip stitches because you want to be able to go into these. So go into the very next stitch, go behind your yarn, pull through, do it 6 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And again, go in the same exact stitch. Do another one. Then you're going to do the repeat of 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 6 double crochets. 2 double crochets in the next, 6 double crochets, 5 times again. So do your 2 double crochets in the next, back in the same stitch, like that, and then do 6 double crochets. And repeat this 5 total times. And I will see you in a second. Okay, and the final step is to do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. Back in the same exact stitch for 2 half double crochets. Then you are going to wrap the yarn around, pull through, and then cut your yarn enough to weave in. I'm not going to do that because this is my second piece. I've already cut off my yarn, so this was the final 2 half double crochets. I chained 1 and then cut the yarn, and then I fed the tail just on the back side. And then you want to make this all over again. You want 2 pieces to make this nice and thick. We're going to sandwich this together. And then after you have your identical pieces, you're going to flip over the one that you've already cut off. You want the yarn that is still attached on top, but I don't want this chain 1. I'm going to take that out where you stopped at your 2 half double crochets. And we have 3 double crochets left and a loose slip stitch. So that's 4 stitches we're going to go into with slip stitches. And also on this side, you have 3 double crochets and a loose slip stitch. And then this is the very first half double crochet. This is just the mirror image, but we want the back sides connected. And since this is a mirror image, even though we're working through the back of these, it's still the same like slip stitches, the same half double crochets, etc. So it's easier to go into this first stitch, then pick up your pumpkin, and you want that first loose slip stitch. So this is my stitch right here. Okay, your yarn, you want it up and over. Then we're going to do 4 slip stitches. So wrap the yarn around, you're going to pull through and pull through. Go into the very next stitch, next stitch, go behind your yarn, pull through, go in the next stitch. This is our 3rd slip stitch. Like that. And our final one. Slip stitches. Now we're in the half double crochets. So this is the first half double crochet for me. And then you want to line up your stitches. From now on till we get to those 6 slip stitches down here, we're doing a single crochet, chain 1 in every single stitch. So starting in that first half double crochet, and the first, well, this would be the last half double crochet. Go behind your yarn, pull that through both of the stitches. You have 2 loops. Go in front of the yarn, wrap it around, and pull through. That's a single crochet. Then you're just going to chain 1. And you're going to do that in every single stitch. Go into the very next stitch, go into the very next stitch on the back, grab your yarn, pull through for 2 loops, wrap the yarn around, pull through those 2 loops, then chain 1. And keep doing that. The stitches all match up. Single crochet, chain 1, and keep doing that till you get to the first slip stitch of your 6 slip stitches. Okay, I've made it to my slip stitches, so make sure you've done your single crochet and chain 1 before going into the next slip stitch. But now you're going to do slip stitches and chaining 1. So go into the first slip stitch, and then your slip stitches face the back, so you might have to tilt your work to find the loops. Like that. Then go behind your yarn, pull it through those slip stitches, then pull the first loop through the second loop, then chain 1. And these slip stitches don't have to be loose because we are no longer going into them. So don't worry about that. Go into and turn your work. There we go. It's the hardest part is these slip stitches. Your slip stitch, chain 1, okay, and then now we are back to those half double crochets, and you're going to go back to the single crochet chain 1s, and you're going to go all the way. And if you're counting, you're going to do 43 single crochets. So go into the next half double crochet, the first half double crochet across, do your single crochet, and chain 1. These are a lot easier now. Single crochet, single crochet into both of those stitches, chain 1. single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, like that. And then before you close this up, those 2 tails from your magic rings, if you haven't already seamed them, you can seam them and secure them with a needle, but I just tie them with a knot. And you can double or triple knot this. You won't see it, it'll be on the inside. And that way you don't have to seam that up. And you just wanted to do that before this got too closed and then you can't reach in here and do that. So make sure you do that around this step and then continue with your 43 single crochets, 43 chain 1s. Okay, at the end, after you have your single crochet chain 1, you're going to finish with a single crochet. So you just don't want to finish with a chain 1, and the final stitch is your final half double crochets. So just do a plain old single crochet, then you're going to chain 1 to cut your yarn, or you could just cut your yarn. Sometimes chaining 1 leaves a knot. You can either like it or not, but you pull through and then it'll cinch up. There's a little bit of a knot there, so that's a preference. You don't have to do that. And then you want to take this yarn and then feed it underneath stitches to seam this up. So just go underneath stitches in one direction. So I'm going to the bottom of those double crochets, then I flip it around and I go back in the other direction, and you just want to go either 2 or 3 times in opposite directions. And it's secure. Get your stem color, and then we will work on the hangable, if that's even a word, design. Okay, we are going to start with a slip knot. So I lay my yarn like this. I don't want too short of a tail because it does help with connecting the stem. So I grab the bottom around here and I lay the top between my middle and ring finger. Make a heart, go underneath this loop, rotate your hand, turn both your hands together, go between your middle and ring finger. You want this yarn, hold on to that, and pull your hands apart. Put your hook through the loop, get that knot closer to your hook by pulling on these 2 strands. We're going to chain 17. If you want a taller loop, chain more. The chain is actually going to be folded over, so just know your chain is not the height of your stem, but you can customize the number. So we're going to chain 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and in the second chain from the hook, and then in each chain across, we're just going to do a single crochet. So you don't count this loop. That is the very first chain. This is the second chain. So go into that. And I like getting 2 loops out of the chain for this step. Go behind your yarn, pull it through the chain, go in front of the yarn, pull through 2, and then go into each chain down. You're going to have 16 single crochets. 2, Sorry, brown yarn's hard to see. Okay, you're gonna wrap the yarn around and pull through, and then cut your yarn, and you don't want a tiny tail either because that's gonna help you connect it. Pull through, cinch that up, put one of the tails on your needle. Make sure it's not twisted. You're gonna fold this down like that. And you're gonna go through this loop and this loop. Doesn't really matter. You just wanna find loops on the very edge and then pull through. So it looks like this. Then you're going to attach this to the top. So to connect this stem, you have 3 stitches down here. Take this farther right stem, go underneath that spot. So you're between the second and third stitch, and then we'll put this tail between the first and second stitch. Just go out the back and take this off my needle. Put this other one on. Then go between the second and third, or sorry, the first and second, like that. And you're gonna come to the back. I'm out this spot. I'm gonna cross over this stitch. I'm gonna go back to the front and take this tail and feed it up the stem. Like that. And you're gonna go about to here. So about this high. Maybe 5 stitches, looks like. And this is optional. You can just leave it like a loop like this and then just seam up these 2 tail, or secure the 2 tails. You don't have to do this step. So about there. Then you're gonna sandwich these together. You're gonna go underneath 2 loops, and the next stitch above, go back. So you went through that way, and come up and over just above that stitch like that, and then you're going to come back down on this side and feed this tail back down to secure. That way it's connected. It gives you that pumpkin shape, the pumpkin stem shape, and feed this tail all the way down. Like that. Then I tie these 2 tails together before I seam them. Keep saying seam, secure them. And there is a front and a back to this, so this knot is on the back. And because there is a knot, I take my tail and I just go on the inside. Because these pumpkins are hollow. just feed it out and then cut the yarn, and I feed the other one and cut the yarn. Okay, we're gonna work on the other stem design. So your last single crochet of your edging is the first space you're gonna go into. Then you have 4 loose slip stitches, and then you have your very first single crochet of your edging. So 6 spots, that is what we're gonna go into. We're not gonna make a slip knot, but you do want a long enough tail to be able to secure this. So get your hook, go through that first space, so it's right underneath the single crochet, not the top of the single crochet, but the same space the single crochet is in. That's where you're going into. Make your little loop, lay it on your hook, and then pull this through that space. You're gonna drop your tail and then hold on to this tail so it doesn't move. You want to make sure it's nice and long to secure this. So you don't want to pull on the tail, so hold that tail down, and then with your skein, you're going to pull up on your hook. So let me do that again. Just pull up some height, a good inch or more. Hold on to this. Wrap the yarn around once. Hold on to this, go back down into the space, the same exact space, go behind your yarn, pull it through the space and pull up on your hook. So now you have 3 loops. You're gonna wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop twice in the next 5 spaces. So wrap the yarn around, hold on to that, go into the next space, which is your single or slip stitch. Go into that space. You shouldn't need to hold on to your tail anymore. Go into this space, go behind your yarn, pull it through that space and pull up a loop. So that was 1 time. Wrap the yarn around, hold on to that, go back down in the same space. Go behind your yarn, pull it through. So we did that 2 times. Do that in the next 4 spaces. Wrap the yarn around, hold on to that, go into the next slip stitch. Go behind your yarn, pull it through, pull up a loop, hold on to that, wrap the yarn around, hold on to that, go into the same space, go behind your yarn, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, go into the next space, behind your yarn, pull up a tall loop, wrap the yarn around, go back in the same space, grab your loop, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, go into the next space 2 times, and the final space. Like that. Then you're going to wrap the yarn around, pull down on the bottom of these loops, and pull that loop through all of these loops very carefully. If you pull down at the base, it makes it easier to pull that through. To close this, we're going to chain 1. So wrap the yarn around and pull the first loop through the second loop. And then there you go. So then you're going to cut your yarn, again enough to secure this really well. Pull that through. So I'm going to flip it around. So you want to go this way now. Just go under all these loops to the other side. And then you want to go back and forth. Three or 4 times for this. And make sure you're grabbing some of the orange as you go back and forth. The same thing with your other tail, secure it the same exact way. And you have the second stem design. So cute. So again, the vine, you're gonna go to the right in that same space as your single crochet, and then the space below it, that's where I attach the vine on this pumpkin. You're gonna do the same exact thing, but I will show you how to do that. Okay, we're gonna start with the slip knot again. So grab the bottom, lay the top like that, make your heart, go underneath, rotate your hand, grab this yarn, and then pull your hands apart. Take that hook through and pull that knot closer to your hook. Now we're gonna chain 19 for this length. So if you want it longer, chain a lot more. And again, if you want it shorter, just chain less than 19. It doesn't matter if it's an even or odd number. So wrap the yarn around, pull through, wrap the yarn around, pull through, go up to 19. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and in the second chain, we're gonna do 2 single crochets and in every single chain across. So this right here is the second chain. Go into the chain. Just for the tendril, I actually just go under the top loop. That's totally fine. Do your single crochet and go back into the same exact chain and do a second single crochet, and do that in every chain down. 2 single crochets, two single crochet. Well, yeah, thought I grabbed more yarn. 2 single crochets, and keep doing that, and it will naturally spiral, so you don't have to worry about that as you work down. And you'll have 36 single crochets if you chained your 19 like I did. So instead of putting 1 single crochet in every stitch, by putting 2, that's why it spirals. Okay, you want to chain 1 and cut your yarn. Pull through. I take the first tail, so not the one that we just cut, but the very first one. I make that be on top, and it just lays a little bit better when you do that. And then you can connect this anywhere that you would like. Doesn't really matter. You just want to kind of hug it near the stem. So I'm going to go right here. with the first tail, making sure this second tail is here at the bottom. Then I take this off the needle and I feed the other tail. You're going to take your second tail, so this is the first one, I'm going to go just a little bit below it. You don't want to go in the same hole. I mean, you can, because this isn't going to get shoved through it. I just go a little bit below it, and then I pull that. So I make sure both of them are pulled, so then that makes it hang a little bit better. Then you tie these in the back. And because they're knotted, you can feed this inside the middle of this pumpkin just like the stem. That way it'll have a harder time coming out through. But it's double knotted, so it's not going to come undone if you want to wash this. So you're good. Then I kind of open the center, and then it makes those tails pop in there. And then you have yourself a pumpkin pot holder. You can add some chains, maybe connect it down here, have some chains, have a loop right here to hang it, and it'll be kind of hidden if you really want a way to hang this version. But hopefully you loved this pattern and loved the two versions where you can hang it or not, and have fun making your pot holders. Bye, crochet friends.